What's up?
Hey guys, how is everybody doing?
Happy Monday.
Monday.
How are you guys? I know it's another week. I don't know about you, but today just seems like the day that 2019 gets going. Like last night, we were putting a list together. Lynette's like, I gotta get up early because we gotta get this done and 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 this done. And I'm like just going, okay, I guess we're gonna get all that done tomorrow. Like today's the day. Are you guys feeling like that? Is like today the day? Like I know you're like, I started last week with 2019. Well, I don't know. It seems like the world wakes up somewhere around the second week of January, and that is now. What's up, Iris? How are you? Howdy. What's up, Melissa? How are you? Paul, hello. Mr. Cox is on. Claire, nice to see you on. Mr. LSU, Randall, Mr. Baton Rouge is on. Who dat? Yes, some of you guys know I am from South Louisiana, and there was a little football game. There was a little football game yesterday. I know my wife was very kind to me yesterday because I know I got a little crazy. I got a little crazy in the beginning of that game because it wasn't looking too good. But anyway, we won that game. Sorry for all my fellow friends and distributors in the eastern part of Pennsylvania. I know that didn't turn out for you guys too good.
You're not sorry.
Well, no.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Did you guys see what happened to the Saints last year? This Minnesota Miracle? Like, oh my gosh. Oh, it's over now. No more miracles except we're going to win. So anyway, one more week. We'll see. What's up, Mandy? How are you? And for all my non-football fans out there, hello. Let's get this thing underway. Guys, we are super pumped for an announcement we got last week. When you break records as a 10-year-old company, it's now very obvious. This is one of the times where being a publicly traded company is awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome because a lot of companies can make claims about what's going on and, you know, this group's doing that or this group's doing that or we as a whole is doing this or that. As a publicly traded company, there is no tails, right? Dead men tell no tales, right? And that's what happens to most companies when they tell tales is they die. And as a publicly traded company, you can't tell tales. There's the truth, right? There's numbers. And the numbers say we just turned in the largest quarter of revenue in the company's history, guys. In the company's history, 10 years almost. And we just turned the biggest quarter in of revenue. And that revenue was produced in the months of October, November, and December.
Lesson learned for many.
Yeah, how about that? Like, I'm just gonna, take it easy. We got a lot of family stuff going on, and that's cool. That is cool. But obviously, some of you guys were like, I see an opportunity.
And there's a huge group on this line that is well deserving. Congratulations, because the reality is it's you who made that happen. So congrats to you.
Yeah, you just reminded me, in the month of November, our team had 309 rank advancements from Pro 1 to Pro 8. 309 of them. I got the email late last week and I haven't broke it all down. We're going to have that. I was supposed to have that on here. But I don't know if we had 310 in December. But I do know that we had, Team True Blue, the whole group of us, had the largest quarter as well in the history of our team. Mr. Justin Rose sent us a text message and said, congratulations, you guys just turned in your largest quarter as well. So that's you guys. That's all of you getting after it. So how amazing is that, guys, that we are on the cusp of something huge. So for you new people that are joining us, if you've just joined LifeVantage and our team in the last 6 months, you really don't even know how amazing it is for you to be joining right now. Because what's about to happen is something that the people that were here back in 2009, 2010, 2011, for those people, you know what it means. It means month over month growth. It means just excitement.
Well, and it's so much easier to jump into water and have a current help push you along than to jump into still water and have to make the motion all on your own.
Or going against the current the other
or
way.
Or swimming against the current. Either way, it can be done. We know it can be done, but the reality is it's easier when you've got a current to help you.
Yes, and some of you out there are laughing too because, like all companies, the current doesn't always go the way you want. And so we and some of you out there have swum in LifeVantage waters when the current was pushing, and some of you have been swimming when the current was pushing against you. And listen, for all you people that are new, you might want to reach out and thank the people that have been a part of this team and this company for a few years for swimming when the current was pushing against them. Because it is them combined with the corporate staff and as a team that has shifted the current, and we are obviously swimming with the current right now. And so it's on you. Like, you know, at this point, if our team isn't growing, it's Lynette and I's fault. If your team isn't growing, it's your fault because everything is lined up. Everything is absolutely lined up right now. So we're excited. We wanted to kick the call off with that. You want to take core value number 2?
Yes, so we're focusing on core value number 2 this week. We provide all an equal opportunity of impact.
Let me stop you.
Okay.
You know why she's looking over there?
I was just going to say, yeah. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
They're displayed. We have our core values displayed in the office in order, and it's a regular point of reference. And so, yeah, I'm reading it from the list.
So jump in.
So you guys, one of the ways that we ensure that this core value is taking place in our team is through lead school. Okay, so the reason I say that is that the whole premise of lead school is that the market that can support it has a leader who's willing to step up and shoulder the responsibility of that training. We provide trainers that will come in and assist with that training, but the reality is it is that local leader who really has the reins on that training. So like, I know before I flew into New Orleans, the last training that I did there, I talked to some of the leaders and was like, what do you feel? You know, you've got a better pulse on the market than I do. You live right there in it. So what do you feel like this market could benefit from most in having training be on? And that's how I geared my training. So the thing of it is, you guys, is for some of you, you may not be a part of that training. You may attend it. You may be a beneficiary of the training, but you're not necessarily a part of it, and maybe making suggestions for what could be beneficial for the entire area. Well, it's your ability and your opportunity, an equal impact, right? Equal opportunity for all to step up into that role. So what we found is when we just did these trainings where we'd come in and have a presenter for 4 hours, do everything, we handled all of the finances, we were taking the control out of the local leadership's hand, and we're not giving them an equal opportunity of impact. So by restoring it into the market, each person is able to step up into that leadership role. And here's the thing, you guys, until you've done it, you don't quite understand the responsibilities that come along with that. Brandon and I were just talking about the leaders in the area and our appreciation for what they're doing. Now, it's their area that benefits, right? But it's a trickle-down effect. It benefits the people who maybe aren't even on their team that show up, that they're willing to do the work for. But it also gives them the experience of having those leadership qualities. So it's a win-win for all, but it's a core value that we see as being implemented on our team because of the format of the lead school.
Yeah, when we looked at reinstituting what was lead school, for some of you, you know, we did lead schools for a while, and for many reasons, we went into something called LifeVantage Academies. And about 18 months or so ago, almost approaching 2 years ago, we realized that we needed to make some modifications to what we were doing for our team. And we knew eventually we were going to go back to the lead school name. And here we are, right? It's this coming Saturday. And for those of you that are watching this right now, how can you benefit from Lead School? Well, as Lynette was just saying, maybe you're just attending the event, not participating. Well, we're going to give everybody equal opportunity to impact, because there's 2 panels at most of our lead schools. One panel is for established leaders. That's our Pro 4s and above that are leading groups, right? But there's an up-and-coming panel, and that's your opportunity. That's every one of you that are listening to this live right now and your teams. That's your opportunity to have an impact. And I can promise you, we are looking and we are watching for our new up-and-coming leaders. And in my opinion, that panel is one of the most powerful panels of the whole school, because the majority of people in the audience, they're going to relate more with those up-and-coming people than the people that have already hit Pro 4, Pro 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So that up-and-coming panel is your opportunity. If you're not a Pro 4, if you're a new distributor, Pro 1, Pro 2, Pro 3, that is your opportunity to have an impact by rank advancing, by making some noise, not by saying, hey, put me on the panel. Will you put me on the panel? That's not how it's going to happen. How it's going to happen is not watching your mouth, it's watching your feet, watching you rank advance, watching you be active in the Facebook groups, watching how many people you're inviting, and watching your volume grow. That's what's going to get you in one of those seats, but every one of you have an opportunity to be there. In addition to that, as Lynette touched on, one of the mistakes we made with the previous schools, because we were very intentional when we looked at this thing again, is that we recognize that our leaders, our current leaders that are in the elite ranks, most of them had to do trainings on their own. They did not have their hands held. I think about our New York group, our Louisiana group, our Atlanta group, Puerto Rico group, our Canada groups. All of those established leaders, that while they had support, they did it themselves, right? And I look all over the rest of the areas, and specifically in those areas, right? And sometimes because someone's already doing it, you're just like, I'll just let them do it. And that's not what leaders do, right? Leaders lead. And so we recognized that we needed to make sure we were allowing our leaders to lead. And so when you go to a lead school, while there are some suggestions, there is an outline that we give to those leaders of what we want to do with the panels and the timing and the main presenters. The bulk of the content is still being developed and the decisions are still being made by your local leaders. And we love that. And we love that we're giving everybody an equal opportunity for impact and growth. And all of you can, whether you know it or not, can step into that leadership role. And I told Darren Jensen 3 years ago on a stage in front of all the Canadians that the only reason we weren't a billion-dollar company yet is because we didn't have enough leaders, right? And I put that on us, right? We didn't have enough leaders. We had to develop more leaders, more horsepower, and we will still not be a billion-dollar company until we get more leaders, but we are developing them fast right now. They are rolling into this organization and to this company in a big, big way. So that's core value number 2. I love these core values. Guys, review the core values. They're on teamtrueblue.org and do everything by them. Those 7 core values, if you will do those 7 things and when you're making decisions on how you're going to invite and how you're going to lead your team and how, if someone upsets you, you know, I got some questions last week that upset me. Because I'm like, I can't believe I'm getting these questions right now. And then I thought about core value number 7, and that is leading with kindness, right? I was like, I cannot believe I'm getting asked these questions right now. And then I'm like, I better be kind. I better just lead with kindness, and it'll all be good. So we're excited about that. Review them, teach them in your teams. Let's talk about something we dropped yesterday. It's something we've been working. It wasn't a big secret. Maybe you guys have seen the video, but yesterday we dropped our new welcome video right here inside of Team True Blue. We love it. It was fun. We still crack up.
I hope you guys my whole deal is this is a fun-loving group, and if you're brand new to LifeVantage, you're brand new to this team, you have no way of knowing that really until, I guess, they would get a little feel for it at an elite academy or something, but it's hard to really understand what this group is comprised of. But I feel like that video gives us a little taste test of what it is. So you guys, as you know, it's currently in our Team True Blue as a welcome video, and we've encouraged you tag your people in that welcome video. I want you to know too, we have plenty of people who are not on Facebook. And so for that reason, we're also gonna try to every single week send out.
You didn't say try.
Well, yeah, I should take that back. I don't say that. Okay, we are going to.
We don't, at our house, we don't say try.
Do or do not.
And we also don't say can't.
Oh, that's a curse word. Okay, so we are going to send out an email in the back office with this welcome video along with our core values so that even for the people who aren't on Facebook, they can find out how amazing you guys are.
Yeah, and so Lynette touched on it. I want to emphasize, we have been at Team True Blue in the Facebook group welcoming our new distributors with creating a new post. Here's what I want you guys to start doing and why this video was created and why the announcement was created. We want you to welcome your new distributors with a comment inside that post. Now, you can still create the template. Tim Cox created a bunch of True Blue welcome templates or, new distributor templates. We want you to still use those templates if you want to use those templates. Templates. Was it that funny?
Easily entertained, I guess.
But we don't want you to create a new post because if you'll look, the feed just gets really full of those welcome posts. And while it's cool for the new person being welcomed, it's not cool as a resource. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more, how we use these groups as a resource. So now you have the announcement post. Welcome your new distributors in that announcement post. We feel like it's an awesome way to welcome someone into a group, having fun. They can see a little bit. Guys, listen, if you're not having fun, I know it's a slang or a slogan that you're not doing it right. But in reality, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. It should be fun. This business should be fun. And if it's not fun, you're not going to attract too many people to your organization. I mean, who wants to be a part of something that's, just a grind all the time, right? I'm grinding. Well, listen, if you grind 24/7, before long, you're going to burn out, right? Grinding's cool, but you got to have some fun while you're doing it. I think Apple kind of figured that out. I think if you're an employee at Apple, they let you drink beer at work. You can dress pretty much however you want to dress. And they found that the employees didn't want to go home because it was more fun at Apple than at home. So we want to create that culture here. It's more fun to be a part of True Blue than to go out and be a part of whatever else is out there. So anyway, use that welcome video. We appreciate everybody that turned in some of their clips. And hey, the video I'm sure will be modified from time to time, but not anytime soon. We got other projects. to move on to. But just wanted to touch on that. Life Biohack. Let's talk about that. I got 2 number 3s here. That's not confusing. Life Biohacked is our Facebook group that we use before someone becomes a distributor or a customer. For those of you, you're on Facebook, so that I was about to say for those of you on Facebook, but that's all of you on Facebook right now. Life Biohacked is what we use to educate people. Now, inside of that group, Gary Stern and some others, but as far as I know, Gary's done most all of the heavy lifting, has gone in and organized Life Biohacked. And I'm not so sure that you guys realize to what extent that has been done. There are 15 units, and those units are basically subsections of all of the stories inside of Life Biohacked. And I'm telling you guys, it's sick. It's awesome. It's incredible. It's so organized. And if you are not using those units to tag people in, you are missing out. It's incredible. It is beyond incredible. And we get so many questions about, hey, do you know anybody like that has this or benefited from that? Guys, It's organized now. Go, if you have not gone in the Life Biohacked, go in there today and look at all those units that have been put together. That alone, you can build, I'm telling you, you can blow up a business if you're using Facebook to build your business with those units. They're incredible, 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 just awesome. Awesome stuff that's there. And so please familiarize yourself with that. And then what I want you to do, what I've done is created shortcuts in my phone, right? So I have, in my phone, I have notes. And in those notes, I've created shortcuts. Now, why would I do that? Well, it's very word, right? A shortcut. It saves you time. But here's the deal. You're going to get asked the same 20 to 30 questions for the rest of your life in LifeVantage. Like, it's the same questions over and over and over and over and over again. The worst thing you can do is answer those questions, because that's not duplication, that's a job. And I don't want to answer the same questions over and over and over again. When we met, Lynette and I, some of you guys know, last year, we went out and got some advice. We went out and purposefully asked some people outside of LifeVantage that are guiding seven-figure income earners, you know, how to build this thing at scale globally. One of the big suggestions was that you should always be teaching to teach. Always. You should be teaching to teach. And one of the things they told us is stop answering all the questions and start pointing people towards the answer in a direction.
I think, you know, I think that's one of those things where, like, we knew that needed to happen, but it's quite an undertaking. I mean, just like the time that Gary's put in and putting those into units, it's like you just have to sit down and get after it, which thank goodness he was willing to do. But also, you know, all of the revisions that you guys have been seeing on teamtrueblue.org and in the different groups, all of the different things we're doing is with an effort of teach to teach. So that when somebody asks a question, as opposed to you giving the answer and then the next person coming and calling you for the answer and the next person, the whole purpose is that you direct them to the information and they will duplicate that. They will direct people to the information. And that's what we're all here for, is for that leverage, right? I mean, it makes you happy when people ask questions because it means that they're doing something. But at the same time, it can really reach a point, depending on the size of your organization and depending on how many people are stepping up, to where you are filtering calls constantly. And so we hope that you guys will utilize these tools and start that duplication process in a way that will free up your time even more, so that you're continuing to build instead of doing busy work.
So, like, if someone asked you right now, or if you needed to find the income earning statement, where would you go? And the answer should be teamtrueblue.org. Go there, right? Under tools, and under tools is the compensation plan. And if you click on that, not only is the income earning statement there, but you have the video from corporate explaining the compensation plan. You have the summary of our compensation plan. That one-page PDF is there showing all the ranks and everything there. You've got also a PDF of the packs. You've also now got the income earning statement there at Team True Blue. So what I would do if someone said, hey, what's the balance needed to hit Pro 10? I would go that, I wouldn't really even give them the link, even though I've got the link in my phone. I would say the answer is at teamtrueblue.org. Okay, and that forces them to go into teamtrueblue.org, because if you just give them the link, that's maybe the first step. Okay, here's just a rule of thumb that I use. If it's a personal enrollment or someone that I've been working with that's brand new, I'll give them the link. Okay? And that's okay, because they're brand new and they've got a million things in life going on, and they've only got maybe 20 or 30 minutes a day to make a few phone calls. Maybe they're juggling babies and juggling husbands and wives and all the chaos of life. I want to help those people, right? But if they're Pro 2, Pro 3, they've been around this for 30 days. They've been around this for 60 days, 90 days. I'm not even going to give them the link. I'm going to say the answer is at teamtrueblue.org. I might say look under events or whatever their question might be.
Well, and before you can even do that, you have to be familiar with it yourself. So if you guys aren't familiar with teamtrueblue.org, shame on you, because you have so many resources right there at your fingertips that you can send people to. And I'm going to tell you, we get on here every week and we mention it, and we still get questions every week. Hey, where can I find this training, or where can I find? If you make teamtrueblue.org your first stop, you're liable to find the answer to your question right there.
Yeah, so this Saturday we've got Lead School, right? How do I register for Lead School? teamtrueblue.org, right? That's where you register for the event. How do I know when the events are going to be for the whole year? teamtrueblue.org. Does Pro Tandem work on horses? Life Biohacked, Facebook group, go into the units, right? So always be teaching to teach. That will give you leverage, and that's what this business is. It's a business of leverage. Lynette just made a fantastic point. In order for you to teach, you have to first learn, which means you guys probably should weekly be going to teamtrueblue.org. You should be going to our Team True Blue Facebook group and our Life Biohacked Facebook group weekly, and just making sure you're looking around, because we are constantly updating those things. And it was a focus of ours in 2018 that we empower you to have all the tools necessary to go to Pro 10 and beyond. And you've got it. You absolutely have it. CrazyYellowPill.com. Are you kidding me? I mean, I got a message this week. I get it. Hey, I got this doctor, and it was a really doctor. What should I show the doctor? And my first thought was studies. And then I'm like, whoa, hold up a minute. If you go to crazyyellowpill.com/science, there could not be a better page. It's full of all the studies. It's got doctors that are got their patients on it. It's got just the ABC Primetime video. It's got Google Scholar. It's got the shortcuts to PubMed. I mean, come on, guys. Like, it is there. We spent lots of money and lots of time. It is there. And I know it's why 19 is going to be awesome, because momentum is here. The current is pushing. And we're pumped. We're super, super pumped. Last thing I just kind of want to address with you guys, kind of closing this thing out. We talked about momentum. We talked about a record quarter. And, you know, we won't be in momentum forever. It's just, it doesn't go that way. I do feel like this. I've said this before, and I'm going to be teaching on it in the future. But the length of momentum, how long momentum lasts, depends on your rate of creating leadership. In other words, the only reason leadership, or the only reason momentum slows down or stops, is because you outgrow leadership. Because if you're growing leadership as fast as you're growing the revenue, you stay in momentum. Eventually, you outgrow it, and what happens is you get a little chaos. And where there's chaos, the paddles come out of the water, and momentum stops. All right. And so how do you create leadership? Well, I'm just going to tell you one aspect. We're going to close this call with this one aspect, and you can call it a bunch of different things. But you've heard, you know, the say you need thick skin, having thick skin. Guys, I can't tell you how important it is if you want to build an organization that you develop extremely thick skin, because then the little things don't bother you. When someone sends you a message and they should know the answer, yeah, emotionally you're like, maybe your first reaction is like, they should know that. But because your skin is so thick, it doesn't bother you. Like, when we were first started, I remember the first few times I heard that Pro Tandem was negatively affecting someone. And there's a small amount. I think it's 1 or 2%. So 1 or 2 people out of 100 will have some type of weird thing going on with Pro Tandem, whether it's their stomach or their head or something, right? And sometimes it's placebo, right? Nevertheless, it's going to happen. I remember when that first happened and my skin wasn't thick, I was like, oh no. Like, what am I telling my friends about? Guys, Now I just know what I know about Protandim. So if someone says, it gives me a headache, I'm like, bad for you.
Work it out.
Work it out, dude. Right? And the real answer, the nice side, the core value number 7 of Brandon would say, oh, sorry to hear that. What I have found is many people, if they cut the tablet in half and drink more water, will kind of let the product assimilate, right? It will kind of ease into their system, right? I'm just saying now that, if an executive leaves 7 years ago, that was the end of the world. Now it's not. If someone tells me Protandim doesn't work, I don't like it, but it's not the end of the world. If someone says, well, what about this lawsuit? It doesn't bother me because we've developed extremely thick skin, and for good reason, not the wrong reason. Like, you can't get thick skin for the wrong reasons. It has to be the right reasons. And you can say thick skin. Another word you can substitute for that is belief, right? And Lynette and I are completely bulletproof when it comes to LifeVantage. Now, we're human. We're not bulletproof as a human. That's impossible, right? But when it comes to LifeVantage, we're bulletproof, 100% bulletproof. And when you guys can get yourself there, it's going to be easy for you to answer the questions that your team brings up. Now, I will tell you it's important that you're constantly working with the new people because they're not bulletproof. And when they get asked those questions, they need someone who is bulletproof. Guys, don't you know that's why we use a 3-step system to bring people into this business? Invite, tool, team. If you are not using the team, you are not bulletproof, right? If you're brand new and you're trying to answer all the questions, when they bring up silly blogs or silly lawsuits or just stupid stuff that's out there, because you're not bulletproof, because you're new, because your skin is not thick, it's gonna slow your momentum down, and you're done. You're done. That's why you use the team. That's why you put someone on the phone or on a video that is somewhat bulletproof, okay? I mean, by the time you're Pro 3, Pro 4, you're starting to get some thick skin. By the time you're an elite distributor, I mean, you're not too much should bother you, right? And so I'll just tell you guys that it's huge. Developing thick skin, and that's not just LifeVantage, guys. That's business life. It's business life. And the way you develop thick skin is by building your belief, 100% building your belief. And you cannot build belief any quicker than at events. That's why this Saturday is so important for you to attend a lead school. That's why February is so important that you attend a lead academy. And even tonight, Fred Graves is going to be presenting tonight a webinar. You guys, that's the team. Fred is bulletproof. Put your people in front of a bulletproof presentation and watch what happens. That's all I can say to you guys. So glad you guys were on. Glad we have such an amazing team to work with. Glad 2019's here. Glad the current's pushing us in the right direction.
I hope those of you who are working towards Pro 5 this month are hustling because it's the last month to qualify for the Pro 5 hustle.
Absolutely, guys. All right, you guys have a great week, and we will see you guys next week, and we'll see some of you at Lead School this Saturday. Bye-bye.
Take care, guys.